Listening, TLR. Listening, TLR.
I want to talk about accelerometers and what companies are actually doing with that device in your phones and other devices that you have. So accelerometers, that's going to be the thing that going to be bringing to a lot of people's attention. And what they actually do is, what the device do, it measures G forces. So all your phone, your smart watches, any device that is critical that you use all the time will have an accelerometer in it. And what that do is measure G forces. It measures the G force on 3 different axes. It measures it on the Y axis, the X axis, and the Z or Z axis, right? And based on the difference are changes in the G force. So the G force, the earth pull at 1G on your body all the time, or on every item that is on the surface of the earth, it pull with 1G force, with a force of 1G. When you move, say, your device in a certain particular manner, it can measure the difference. So if you push your hand like this device right here can measure me going like that. And I'm going to show you how the graph look. So because you can measure in a 3D environment, which is the Y, Z, and X axis, you can measure all these up, down, so up, down, or left, right would be Y, up, down, X, and then the Z is forward, backwards, because you can measure all that stuff. Then the devices it can actually, algorithms are there to set up when it measure the difference with all 3 the data. When it measures the data from all 3 axes, then they can build up a picture of what you are doing. So when you walk, it's going to show all 3 that the graph against time. If you're walking, it can show if you're running, jogging, jumping, stretching, stuff like that. So these people, through that one device, Facebook and other companies can actually tell what you're doing, where you are going, and stuff like that, who you are with. If all the accelerometers are predicted to be, if they are showing to do the same thing, then, for example, let's say everyone is on an elevator, these phones, all their accelerometers, all their accelerometers will be showing the same thing, so they can know if you're riding with other people and stuff like that. They'll be able to tell by just measuring the accelerometers. Hold on, guys. Yes, so they'll be able to tell what you're doing, pretty much. So they can tell if you're sitting down all day with just that one device. They can tell if you're sitting down. They can tell if you're walking. Any movement, most movement, that accelerometer can measure. And then they have their algorithm that's connect in the app, that the app can just draw that data from all 3 axes from the accelerometer, and then they can check. I hope I'm breaking it down and I'm not butchering it too much, but freaking yeah, they can do a lot. Hold on a second, let me bring this bad boy down so they can tell what the device is doing, pretty much. So I hope that I'm not butchering it too much at all. Let's do a quick transition right here. I hope that I'm not saying it too bad, but they can literally tell a lot with just that one device. I mean, just imagine Facebook know if you're sitting down, like you're not doing anything all day. Then they can start sending you things for your fitness and all that stuff. I mean, then when you get up, they can know if you're walking through these devices. So yeah, they'll figure all that stuff out pretty much with that one accelerometer. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about pretty much. I'm going to run the graph. I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to run the graph. And then I'm going to show you the accelerometer on this phone right here. Here's the sensor, and then the accelerometer. So we're going to do a graph test, right? So look right here. I'm going to show you pretty much. Look right here on the graph running. I hope y'all can see it. There you go. There you go. See that right there? So when I shake my phone like that, you see that jump? So that's measuring all three at the same time. Which I could might need to use the other camera. See that? So when I shake my phone, if I do a certain activity, you see all those little things? To you, that don't make no sense at all. So that ain't gonna make no sense to you at all. So it's measuring 1G. 1G sit flat on the line right here. Hope I'm trying to show. I'm just trying to give you an example. You see those little scribbles right there? You don't understand that what you're looking at. But to Facebook, any other company, right? To the experts within the field, they know what that means right there. When I move the phone like this in a particular way, if you look at it, right? Hope I'm not blocking it at all. You don't understand that this right here measures 1G. All these three, the green, red, and the blue. When you jump like that, you see that right there just come up in the corner? That right there can tell them that I just did that movement. I just did an upward movement. So if I'm jumping my phone in my pocket and I'm jumping like that, look at the data that's being shown. They know that I just jumped if my phone is in my pocket, right? Just me, they'll know that. So the algorithm can tell, the algorithm read through the app, then the app read from the accelerometer that I just jumped. I did this again. This is just me jumping. This is me simulating the phone jump being in my pocket. So I'm doing this right here, just jumping. I'm jumping up, down, up, right. That right there is used to track your movement pretty much. As you can see, that's tracking my movement. And if I turn a certain type of way, pretty much, it'll be able to tell a lot more other data. So maybe I need to do a screen recording and update it. But I'm telling you, they'll know pretty much it's measuring. That's the raw data pretty much. All those lines, the algorithm can compare the difference between all those three lines because each line represents the axis. So the algorithm can tell the difference and what's going on and interpret that from the AI that's within the software that they have. Now look at it again. Try to line that up right. I know this is poor video content style, but I want y'all to see what I'm talking. If I do my phone like this, that red line right there, as you can see, they know that I'm twisting it right here too. They'll know. So they know that right there is one axis. I do like this, they'll know that's another axis. I do like this, the blue one should come up. See that? So the blue one is measuring the axis moving back and forth. And when they do all these three together, they can correlate whether you're jumping, moving, twisting, whatever it is. Just trying to show you. So what they do, they take that data pretty much and then they determine what you are doing. They can use this data actually to save your life as well, because it'll tell if you're in an accident. So you're driving, you're in an accident, it can tell too. And then the phone can automatically dial 911 or dial the person you have in contact. It's also in our smartwatches as well, right? They use that for your drop detection and stuff like that. So it's good in one way, but it's giving away a lot about what you're doing in another way. You just got to be mindful. So I'm just here to raise that awareness about it pretty much. And it constantly measures. It's another raw data right here showing it pretty much. Come on, camera, focus, focus. There we go. You can't read it. It sucks. Come out a little bit. This camera sucks, but it's constantly reading the data. It's also showing the barometer data, and it also uses the gyroscope to show the positioning of the phone. Sometimes the magnetic sensor to show what relative direction you're pointing into, such as, you know what I'm saying, where you live at and all that stuff. So all these stuff that is in our devices, they can use to tell exactly what we are doing. Just want to let y'all know, but the accelerometer pretty much does still says a lot. It does says a lot pretty much. So in this article right here, it says while Facebook is collecting information for itself, Google also doing the same shit too. And they're just selling that shit to advertisers. They're selling that shit for advertisers, y'all. Selling it. Your information just with your freaking phone sensors. I'm getting some of this right here. And they're making millions of dollars. Let me drink. They're making shit off of just that little boring shit that I just show you that ain't important to you. Oh, it's important to them. And they're using that information and selling to advertisers and other analytic companies. And then they can pull those and then try to make money and see what you are doing, or you are eating, and every damn thing, where you're going, or we're driving. The insurance companies, man, the insurance companies can run that same accelerometer data, and they can know how you're driving too. So even though you might not have the little dongle that's plugged in your car in your ODB2 reader down there, they can use that thing that I just show you on the phone and capture all the data just to see how you're driving. So you better be mindful how you're driving, because they're tapping into the accelerometer on your phone, because that thing give a lot of data. They know when you're moving, such as jumping, walking. They can know if you're riding on something. They can know if you're spinning. It gives a lot of freaking info. It does. And again, for those who don't see it, I'm gonna try to pull it up again. I'm gonna try to pull it up again. They can pull all those information, and they're selling it so fast, and it's in every phone now. An accelerometer is in every freaking phone now. All right, let me do that again. It's here, right? So I did this right here, and I'm gonna bring it up. Sensor here. Can't see it good. Let me measure that and go in. All these devices, so all these are constantly reading in your phone. The accelerometer sensor, right? Let me go out a little bit. Accelerometer sensor, the barometer sensor. So that what that do, that measures pressure and temperature, right? So it measures that. The gyroscope measures the orientation of the phone. So if your phone is sticking on the side in your pocket, it'll know what orientation. Other apps use it for measurements such as leveling and stuff like that. And the magnetic sensor tells you direction and stuff like that. So companies can draw all those. That's just reading out right now. When I go into the again, the graph, to you, let me line that up, because this sucks right here. I'm gonna get a better camera and start to record it. All right, so to you, this look boring. That's boring right there. See all that? I'm trying to show it again. That's boring. When I do like that, it measures the action on the axis. You have 3 axes in 3D space: y-axis, z-axis, x-axis. The most 2 common you will know is your y or your x-axis, but the z-axis also measure the in and out. So they can use that right there. You see that? They can use that right there, and they'll know exactly what you're doing. So if my phone is in my pocket, again, as I say, and I'm jumping like this, so the phone is in my pocket and I'm moving like that, look at the graph right there. The green graph. So the green graph measures the y-axis. Y-axis is up and down pretty much. So I'm jumping. I'm having party. Ha, ha, ha. Even the government agencies can read all this data right here from your phone as well. Let me drink something. They can read all that stuff. They can use this data, can be even used against you if you don't know about that. This data right here can used against you even in the court of law, because your phone is always in your pocket, right? that's freaking crazy. Let's go back to that article. Yo. I'm gonna get out of all this right here. Let's go back to that article. It said, but Google not only allow access, but it tell users this is it's a recommended setting to keep enabled. Damn. Recommended to keep it enabled, right? Because they want to read their freaking data and try to do all kinds of stuff. They'll put it to the authorities too. If it helps in an investigation, they'll put it to the authorities too, and many much more things that they can do with it. Last month, Google Chrome users were warned of multiple high-level hacks. The browser for the second time this week, reports say. The tech giant advised its 2.6 billion users to be aware in a new blog post revealing for high-rated vulnerabilities days after this Chrome's 12 and 13 zero-day exploit. So that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. The Google spokesperson said to the Sun Online said, we intentionally limit the resolution of the motion sensors in Chrome, and since 2019 we've had control that allow users to block websites from accessing a device motion sensors altogether. So these fuckers is doing all this right here, and we don't know about it. Man, I'm telling you. Hey, look, my channel probably ain't got no doggone viewers right now, but I can tell you, I know what I'm talking about. And we gonna get up top because I'm gonna use this shit right here to show that they know every freaking movement where you're doing. Everything that you do, they know about it.
Listening, listening.